All right, let's make sure we've got our microphone working here. Let's make sure everything's working right. So let's start at the beginning, right? So the first thing when you go in to use PowerDirector is it's going to ask you how you want to do it, right? I've been using the full feature editor. Uh, the easy editor works okay as well, but you know, for right now, to do the things that you uh, asked for, James, I would recommend that you use the full featured editor. It's more complicated, but it does work better. I'm still on the evaluation copy, right? So I haven't decided whether I'm going to actually purchase this or not. I probably won't. I use Final Cut, and it seems to work pretty well for me. So let's start. You've got different areas. You get your media, right? You get your preview area here. The bottom is your timeline. Your timeline is broken up into rows, and it's actually groupings, right? So notice 1, 1, 2, 2, right? So you've got basically a video line, an audio line, and any special effects. Then you've got a secondary video line, secondary audio line, text overlays like your titles and things like that will go on this line. If you do any audio overdubs, they go on this line. Any music will go on this line. So that was the first thing that I had to figure out in this. This is actually an awful lot like the old versions of nonlinear editors like Final Cut or Avid or things like that. Simplified, but very similar. So first step, let's get some content into our media here. So I'm going to click the Import Media button. And I'm going to import media files. But if you have everything in a folder, like I believe you typically arrange things in your folders, go ahead and do it. Just do import a media folder. You can do it all at once. You don't have to select individual files. All right, so we'll import our files. This was, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I had a bunch of stuff here from the mill stand. Good. So let's just select all. So select that. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to shift click, right? And that lets me select all of them at once, right? And then click open. All right, so now it's pulling in all of those files that I had stored. So these are all the different video files that I had from when I made the mill stand. And so you can see I didn't do one long video. I actually did a bunch of different shots. We can look at, I came in, I talked about the design, what was going on. I did a couple of takes on that, cutting, mistakes on my angles, all kinds of things in here, right? So what we end up doing is we have to build our content. Oh, the other thing that we need to import. Let's import a couple more files because you were talking about having a bump in and bump out kind of thing, right? So here's my one that I use to get in. Here's the one that I use at the end of my video. So there's my beginning and ending of videos. So let's go ahead and import those into our media. Bunch of stuff in here now, right? So it gets a little complicated. You can change your views a little bit. You can change what you're looking at. You can also change the the menus. Frankly, I'm not a big fan of the way this lays out, but it's not really much different than any other editor, so it works, right? First things first, right, is plan your video. What's the story that you're going to tell? I typically start my video with a quick, hey, we're going to talk about this in this video. I don't remember where that is in this particular one. So you can actually double click on the video and find out. And you see in timeline, I'm looking at it and it's like, yeah, this thing sucks.
Yeah?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you gonna do about it?
That's right. Okay, so I forgot I did this segment in here where I talk to myself, and so I go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about this stuff, right? So effectively, this is probably the
All right.
intro.
So, hey, it's Tom.
Yep.
We're going to edit all that out anyways, but...
And you notice when you hover over these, it tells you how long the duration is, right? So let's hover over. Please show it now. No, you're not going to show it to me because I said something. There, minute and 33 seconds. So this is probably it, right? 58 seconds. I normally try to keep it down to about 10 seconds. So what you do, drag it down here. Let's assume this is the one where I talk about what we're going to do today. Okay? If you need to, maybe you need to trim this and you've got a bunch of stuff in there that you don't want. Right? You can actually just trim and drag it. Oh, sorry. I guess you can't do it that way. I thought you could. There we go. So you can trim and drag it and then move things around. So when you get to a part where you can resize, right? You see how the cursor changes to those arrows? That tells you that you can resize your video. Okay. So there's that. Here's my bump in. Yep, here's my bump in. I normally then add my little 10 seconds of this. Then I typically will add in my discussion about what we're going to do. So basically you got your teaser, the bump in, here's the actual discussion around what we're going to do, and then I get to the actual content, right? Start dragging all that content in, and maybe it is done linearly and you know that you're going to use every clip, right? So you can select all these things and just drag them in here all at once, and it builds out all at once, right? It starts adding things to your timeline. And you notice you'll see there's a video line and then it shows the audio waveform underneath it, okay? A lot of times though, I don't keep it in a nice linear fashion. I select portions of things. I still haven't quite figured out if you can select from the middle. I think what you have to do is just like I showed you earlier, you select so click on it once to select the clip you're on, adjust. You see how it says trim only? We're going to trim and move all clips. And what it did is it trimmed it and it slid everything over, right? So let's talk about what we do for some of the transitions, because right now these are all hard cutovers, right? There's no cutover in a nice way. So there is a section here for transitions, which looks like this one, right? It's got the little lightning bolt. Here's our transitions. Lots of different ways to get from one scene to the next. I typically just use the cross, right? So click on it once, drag it down, and place it in between the scenes that you want to have that apply. Maybe we'll use a full twist here just for grins, right? So there it is. If we want to see what that's going to look like, we can move the timeline. I just clicked over here and press play.
I will go ahead and get to cutting and I'll bring you back a little bit later.
And then we should see
Scribe tip at the 3/4. And
okay, so really simple to add your transitions, right? Last thing to talk about, and this is the one that you and I struggled with quite a bit on our first try with this, is the titles, right? Simple titles, doesn't take a whole lot. Grab the title, click on it, grab it, bring it down to the title line. This is where we were making a mistake. We were trying to overlay it into the other place. Bring it down to where you want your title to live, right? And you can adjust it so that it shows up at certain places. I typically place my title at the beginning of my talk track. Not my teaser, but at the talk, right? Then you just come up to this. Oops, select it first. Whoa. Yeah, double clicking randomly does not help. Select your track. If you double click on it, comes up, you get the editor, right? What we were doing was editing the master title. We don't want to do that. We want to edit for just this time, right? So this is the mill stand. And we already went through all the different, you can change your text, you can do all your font types, what do you want your font to look like, what color, things like that. When you move the mouse over it, you'll see it looks like a little eye right now when I'm in here. As I move over to a place that I can actually move the whole title around. It looks like the four corners of the compass. If I'm over something that can resize, you get the arrows that go in and out, right? So if you see all four arrows, it means you can move the whole thing around, right? Not a good place for it, maybe a good place for it, right? You can kind of adjust, decide where you want to put it, resize it, right? Things like that. When you're done with this, just press save and it will apply. So now if we go back to our timeline and click and drag, right? Let's just get it close. We'll play. We fade in across.
All right.
There it is.
So
you can see there's our
one of the nice
title.
things about doing this in Fusion is it gave me.
And as it
I was able to get come up with a.
understood, just
So what I did was I actually went ahead.
just like that.
We'll keep this around.
All right. Now, getting into fancier stuff. Let's go back to our media, because you can actually do some pretty cool things with this. Things like picture-in-picture, right? You can do picture-in-picture kinds of things. It's weird how they do some of these. I don't actually quite understand some of this. I think the better way, me personally, I would think the best way to do this, let's find one that I didn't add yet. Let's put this, and we put it on line 2. Right? Okay, so now we've got 2 lines. But what you'll see here is, you see this? If you drag this corner down, aha, look, there's an overlay. So now we're saying that there's 2 videos playing at the same time. But you can move these around, right? You can resize it, move it around, decide where you want it, and then from here you can decide which one you want to use the audio on, right? I probably want the main audio, so on this one, I right click on here and mute that clip. I think that, oh, sorry, there's an easy, maybe it'll let me just drag. See, this is where it just gets so complicated sometimes. Oh, let's do it the easy. Yeah, I don't want to enable the whole track. I just want it for this one clip. I know there's a way to do this. Oh yeah, I think that's there. Let's try it. Let's go back and let's move the timeline, or let's just press play and make sure.
Because it's going to help me as I'm going through all this.
Yeah.
But
Okay. So it's muted.
it was nice in that I knew that what my cuts
I don't know.
were
You probably
going
can't hear it because of the way the recording's set up. But yeah, so right clicking, mute clip. That's not playing the audio from this clip. It's playing the primary audio, right? So really easy to do picture-in-picture as well. I hope this gets you started. Oh, last thing that you need to do is, what are you going to do with it once it's done, right? So make sure you're saving your projects, things like that. But when you are done and you produce your movie, right? Produce movie is, you know, when you actually, I think this is right. What's it doing? Oh, there we go. I was being impatient. Okay, so you know, what do you want to do for your movie in here? Use I typically would use H264 with AVC. This is a very good standardized profile. You could use this or Windows Media. Either one is fine. I think that H264 AVC is the better of these choices. I don't know what H265 is, to be honest. I've never seen it before. It's new to me. So do that. This this will get you all set up. You can save your file, and then you can upload it to YouTube at that point. I think if you go online, yep, you can even say YouTube. We want full HD, and give it title, description, put your tags in, and you can automatically have it upload directly to YouTube, and you don't have to do anything special. So that is that's how you that's how you do it. So if you have any other questions, you want to see how to do this differently, if this is not enough content for you, let me know. Let's go back to the edit side here, and I can do a follow-up on this. I've only got a few days left on my trial on this one, but this should get you started.